Welcome to Coffee Break with Rachel V. Hill, presented by Superbook Sports. Taking a daily look at the biggest stories in Denver sports and interacting live with you, the Coffee Break fam. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of joe, and enjoy your coffee break. Here's your host, Rachel V. Hill.
What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I am back from vacation. I'm back feeling refreshed. I'm back feeling a little bit more tan, and I'm back excited to watch the Denver Nuggets have their banner tonight, get their rings. Let's have the celebration continue. And then, of course, some of the even bigger stuff we're going to get into, the drama when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. Lots of fun stuff today. Good morning to everybody hanging out with us. I appreciate it. I had a wonderful vacation, you guys. It was so fun to be able to kind of see let's just say a different reaction. I was at a restaurant watching the Broncos game, and to see how other people reacted to the Broncos was definitely fun. We're going to get into the Kareem Jackson tidbit, all that drama. If we think he's going to appeal, what is going to happen. Also, other breaking news today for anybody that was involved with Brett Maher and absolutely loved him when he was the kicker for the Denver Broncos. He got released by the Los Angeles Rams today, but plenty of good stuff. Mike Evans also going to join us here in a little bit, but let's get into the Denver Nuggets. I am so excited. I will be at the game tonight. If you are going, let us know in the comments. Such good stuff. Jamal Murray, Jokic, KCP, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown. Like, there are so many good players to get into and do a little bit of a deep dive into it. I think one of the most interesting things right now is so many people are talking about Jamal Murray's extension. And I'm 100% here for it. But here's the thing of why I don't think we're going to see it quite yet. If Jamal Murray becomes an all-star, which we all know the drama last year where so many Nuggets players felt disrespected because they weren't selected to the all-star game. If he becomes an all-star, he can get that Supermax contract, which would just be huge for Jamal Murray, keeping him here in Denver for a long time. But we need to see that. And that comes down to a lot of things, including getting into the game, having the fans vote in, all that kind of stuff. Jokic, of course, we're excited to see him back out on the court. My favorite thing about Jokic is Jokic looks at this not as like his entire life, but as a job. And we all saw the jokes of how he was joking around saying, you know what, I had a wonderful summer, didn't really pick up the basketball. And people were like, well, you should pick up the basketball. Like, how are you going to get better if you don't pick up the basketball? My question to everybody in the comments is, and please let me know when it comes to this, are there any expectations for Jokic? Truthfully, is it just there's so much trust in Jokic to go out there and play his game at such a high level that there's no expectations? There's expectations for this team. There's expectations to go out and win another one. And I know Josh Kroenke even said, okay, the Avs have won one now. The Nuggets have won one. Now we have to win two of them in the same year. But is there expectations for Jokic? Because I can't think of it. I'm not like, oh, there's a certain stat line I want him to hit. Or, oh, I really would love to see him do this. I want to see them win this amount of games, whatever. I feel like there's no expectations for that kind of stuff. It's just go out there and win another one. For Aaron Gordon, for Jamal, I'm like, all right, the expectation is to become an all-star, to go out there. Everybody needs to stay healthy. But when it comes to Jokic, I'm just like, this dude loves the game of basketball. He's going out there and he's playing basketball every single day. It's his job, not his life. But I just feel like I have so much trust in him that I'm not placing this expectation at all. Heading back to the comments, good morning to everybody. Lots of fun stuff. NHL Mayhem tonight, Rachel. NBA is just starting. I know. I'm excited for the Avalanche game, and we're going to get into it a little bit later when it comes to them versus Islanders. There's one thing I'm a little worried about. So stay tuned for that. But let's go back to the Nuggets. And when it comes to getting their freaking rings, you guys, I'm so excited. These have been going around on Twitter all this weekend. Look at how freaking sick those rings look right there. Jokic with the number 15, obviously. I don't want to know how many diamonds are going to be on this thing. I can't even imagine. They look great. I hope our good friend Josh Dover ends up getting one. World champions, the Denver Nuggets. And of course, in the banner, it's just going to go. I remember when I was at Avs opening night after they won the Stanley Cup. And I got chills watching them lift the banner, and I was so giddy. So I'm hoping for that exact same feeling tonight. It's such a special night. And I feel like even if you're not going to the game and you're just watching it on TV, or you're going to a sports bar or whatever it is, it's one of those nights that you'll never forget because it's going to be the first one for the Denver Nuggets. It's going to be the number one for the Denver Nuggets. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. Favorite memory from the night that the Nuggets won? I was trying to think about this. Feels like, honestly, forever ago, which is kind of crazy. But my favorite memory, I think, had to be, oh gosh. So when I was watching the championship talks, the speeches or whatever it is, I was standing next to Sierra and Russell Wilson and their family. And I remember them looking up and so many people were talking to them about this is what Denver is like. This is Denver sports. They want to win championships here. And when we're all leaving, all the family members are crying for the Nuggets and everything. And we're just sitting there and we're seeing Christian Brown, who is having the greatest night of his entire life. You can just tell Aaron Gordon finally relaxed. In case anybody didn't know this about Aaron Gordon takes his job very, very seriously. And he's usually one of the guys in the locker room where you can tell something's either eating at him or he's just trying to rest his body or whatever it is. But he kind of just feels almost a little anxious at some points. And it just felt like he took a big breath and could finally relax. MPJ, it was so fun to watch him celebrate with his family and have the trophy. My biggest regret, and I think Jake Shapiro actually was out there. My biggest regret is not going out into Denver and watching all of the fans go out there and cheer him on. And then, of course, when Aaron Gordon was trying to make his way back to his house when he was celebrating with them, that's a big regret of mine because I was able to be in the building and do that celebration. But I wish I would have gone out into the city of Denver and watched it that way because I feel like the fans are kind of what makes everything so great. Zeke Naji gets a new extension. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this. I want to be all high and mighty and be like, oh, this is a great deal. I love that they're doing that. But I feel like he hasn't really proven himself. But now that he has the extension, he absolutely 100% has to go out there and prove that he's being worth all the money he's getting paid. But I'm kind of like, Calvin, why didn't you see what was happening here? I wanted the Nuggets GM to be like, let's see how everything works this year. But clearly they saw enough going on, during Summer League last season that they had faith. They just signed him to the extension. And then also everyone is super excited about Peyton Watson again. He's another big name. We're going to see, hopefully, he adds another level of defensive skill to this Nuggets team. And then Hunter Tyson was the talk of the town for Summer League. So I'm really excited to see some people talking about him too. And of course, we've got Julian out there as well. Lots of people are talking about him, giving him hype. Will Michael Malone play some of the younger guys, or will he stick to his normal ways and just play the veterans? That's going to be a huge key, I think, that a lot of people are going to be looking out for. It kind of feels like this Avalanche team in a little bit, because it's like they have the stars, but did they find the missing pieces around them? Are they going to be able to replace Bruce Brown? And it kind of feels like they're very parallel in that sense of the Nuggets. They have Jokic, they have Jamal, they have Aaron Gordon, KCP. They have those main stars that everybody is talking about. They have MPJ, obviously. They have those main stars, just like the Avalanche have Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Nichushkin. There's so many names, but it's the other pieces that are really going to be able to push this team forward. Last year for the Nuggets, it was Bruce Brown that kind of gave them that extra oomph and what they needed when Jamal couldn't be out there. He was a good enough player to be able to go out there and give that oomph. Are the players on this team going to do it? Now, let's go a little bit into the Nuggets-Lakers drama. It's been something that's been talked about. They've been getting tons of questions. Jamal Murray had actually laughed at a question that was asked of him, saying if he thought anything of it. And he said, it's all for you guys. It's for the fans. It's for the media. Between the guys, apparently it's nothing. But then it's fascinating because LeBron goes, there will be a time where everybody will get it. I'm like, okay, so is it just here in Denver, they're laughing it off like it's nothing, and out there in LA, it means something? It always benefits a team to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and be like, okay, here we go. Let's rile. It's going to be really crazy tonight. I don't know how they're going to do it, but as they're all getting, I think it starts at 4:45. So make sure you're by your TV at 4:45 that they're going to do the banner and the rings and everything in that celebration. Game tips at 5:30. But if you're LeBron, are you kind of sitting in the tunnel where you can get yourself a little more fired up and you know what, screw this. I want to get my ring now with the Lakers. I want to do that. Is he going to be doing that? Or does he just sit and he's in his own mind saying, all right, game time, whole new season. Let's go out there and play the best basketball we can. I don't know. But I did want to go in because there was a lot of drama when it came to it. So let's go back to how all of the drama has actually started. So head coach Michael Malone was referred to as the Lakers' daddy at the team's championship parade on June 15th. And then he joined the Pat McAfee show and said, I just wanted you guys to know this is breaking news. I'm thinking about retiring. So don't tell anybody, referring to what LeBron did after the Nuggets won the third championship. he was so good on that Pat McAfee interview. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was hilarious. And then LeBron goes on to Twitter and Instagram and says, in Europe for the last few weeks, minding my business, and I'm on your mind that much, huh? I mean, I guess I see why, as he posts this picture too. So it was like, okay, he heard what Michael Malone says. There's some stuff firing up. And then Anthony Davis came in and said, me and Bron had some conversations like, we can't wait, all the little talking that's been going around all summer. So there is the drama. There is like an extra firing up. And that's, of course, why the schedule makers were like 100%, let's do it. Let's roll with this as opening night, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I can't wait for you guys. I want to read some of your guys' comments. Welcome back, Rachel. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I feel very refreshed after my vacation, so I'm really happy to be back. RJ, to your question, Rachel, what time is the banner raising? Is it on TNT? Yes, TNT will be out there. They are my favorite pre and post game show out of all the sports. I love watching them. 4:45, I believe, is what time everything's going to get like ramping up. Give them 45 minutes to get ready for that 5:30 tip time. So again, 5:30, but make sure you're by your TV around 4:45. And heck, I'm always like to be early, so get there at 4:30. I'm sure they're going to have plenty of other good stuff too, talking about some of the other games. Let's see. Jokic doesn't care about any of that. You're right. He doesn't. And that's why we all love Jokic so much. It's a job for him. He doesn't care about the talk from LeBron. He doesn't care about any of it. He didn't even want to pick up a basketball. He enjoyed his summer of partying, and now he's ready to get back to work, and he's already looking forward to the summer. It doesn't surprise me one bit. Dynasty, 100%. Let's see it. Let's go back-to-back, Nuggets. You've got the core. I just need to make sure that the supporting players and everybody can stay healthy. That's what it's going to be. That's the major thing. So I'm really excited for it. Lots of other comments coming in. Rachel, please ask Mike Evans if he thinks the NHL should do this as a regular event. You're talking about the Frozen Fury. I will ask him as he joins us here in just a little bit. I'm really excited, though, you guys. Lots of fun stuff. I will be at the game, so make sure you're following me on Twitter. I'll try and give you all the behind-the-scenes access of it. It's going to be so much fun. Go Nuggets, go. The NBA season starts tonight. That is absolutely freaking crazy. Let's move on now to, though, this. Kareem Jackson gets suspended. 4 games for illegal hits. Okay. I feel like I have a little angel and devil on my shoulders. I feel like I talk to you guys all the time about this when it comes to, I try to see things at both sides. I think, first of all, that Kareem will absolutely appeal this, and I think it'll go down to 2 or 3 games. But I also feel a little bit like the NFL is making a stance with Kareem Jackson right now of like, hey, these older players, a lot has changed in the rules. You got to get with the new rules. If you don't like it, things like this are going to happen. Like so much has changed. I believe this is Kareem's 15th season. I'm trying to remember back to the interview we did with him. 15th season in the NFL. So much has changed already. And this is the same argument I make with everybody who's like, oh, Sean Payton won a Super Bowl. Oh, that was 14 years ago. A lot has changed in that time frame. So a lot's changed when it comes to the rules. And he obviously got ejected on Sunday. Was not good. I know he was arguing with the refs and stuff too and trying to explain his thought process and everything, but it did feel like the wide receiver kind of did lower his head, but I don't think he was doing, like there was no harm in this play. Like nobody was trying to hurt each other or anything of that nature, but he's turning around, and if you're turning around and you're trying to make sure you have onto the ball, of course your head's going to lower, and then Kareem comes in with the big hit and he hits hard, and that's something that a lot of Bronco fans absolutely love about it, is that Kareem Jackson does hit really hard. But you got to play smarter than that, Kareem Jackson. So I think he'll get his suspension down 2 or 3 games and not 4. And it's not weeks, it's games. So no matter, like the bye week doesn't matter. And I think right now that they have him coming back, I believe it's so the week after the Browns. I'm trying to remember who it is. So he's missing out on the Chiefs, the Browns, the Bills, and there's one other one in there. Oh, and the Vikings. So 4 games right now. Of course, we have the bye week in between the Chiefs and the Bills right there too. So no pay. He returns against the Texans on December 3rd. Sucks. It's such a bummer for Denver Bronco fans. But also at the same time, we're really going to start seeing a lot on PJ Locke. And that's kind of what we saw after Kareem got ejected from the game on Sunday. PJ Locke made a huge play, obviously, with the interception. So it was kind of one of these things where we're watching it, and it's like, well, Sean Payton said he wants to see some of the younger players step up and make moves, and that's kind of exactly what we're seeing. Also, I don't know about you guys, but the fact that Sean Payton had this quote going absolutely viral yesterday of that was a good win for us. And yet I'm driving home last night, heading to get sushi. I don't like sushi. How can we trust somebody that doesn't like sushi? We're going to ask Mike Evans here in a little bit if he doesn't like sushi. And finding myself circling around the parking lot. Why can't I be happy? Well, you're searching for the perfect game. I'm just that way. And the Broncos get a win. And yet so many people feel frustrated of like, oh, we want you to tank. Players are never going to tank. It's their job on the lines. Like, that's just not going to happen. They're playing for their careers. But fans were disappointed. And I walked away from the game on Sunday. I even tweeted out. I was like, I'm kind of in this weird, like, I don't really know how I'm feeling. Because, of course, you're happy your team won. And it seemed like it was the underdog of, like, century game of everybody who was an underdog was winning. But I walked away and I was like, I don't know exactly how I feel because they won. But also, I kind of wish they hadn't won because so many of the other 1-5 teams also won. And so it's like, well, if you're really trying to tank for Caleb, which I know the fans want, it's like, oh, okay. Sean Payton not liking sushi, though, I'm like frustrated. I'm like, Sean Payton, how can you not like sushi? How can you not like sushi? How can I trust you if you don't like sushi and you're going to Sushi Den, the nicest sushi restaurant in Denver, and you're just circling around? I will say, like he said, he's a team player, I guess, so loves his family and was like, I'll go wherever the heck you guys want to go. I do think it's funny, though, that his family was like, Dad, we don't really care if you like sushi. That's where we want to go. Reading your guys' comments, I'm curious what you think about the suspension on Kareem Jackson. Are you like, yep, well warranted, or are you mad at the NFL saying, hey, he was just playing the game of football? I definitely want to know where you guys land. Lock, baby, plenty of people are. And I think PJ Lock, this is your time to shine. We need to see that. Fabian Moreau kind of had that, obviously, with Damari Mathis being out. He had a great game. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. I was going into the game on Sunday like, okay, is Sean Payton either going to be like, we're going to try and keep you guys healthy, or is he going to showcase their talents? And he went out and showcased his talents. Now, the question for me, too, is everybody's talking about the trade for Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton, but it seems like they're going to kind of target defensive players more so. But with Kareem Jackson now going out, it kind of is a big question mark about what's going to happen with Justin Simmons. So now I'm a little like, okay, well, because we're not going to have Kareem Jackson for so many days or for so many games, does that mean you're not going to trade Justin Simmons? Or does it really just depend on how good of a deal it's going to be? I don't trust any coach who doesn't like sushi. I agree with that. I'm sorry. You have to love sushi. You just have to. I'm totally on that. It's all about player safety unless you're... I'm just not going to read the rest of the comment. It's all about player safety, 100%. I totally get that. I'm glad nobody got hurt, but I don't think Kareem was trying to make a vicious play by any means. You guys, I see Mike Evans slowly walking over here, and I'm really excited to have him on because I need to know, Mike Evans, my good friend, hop on in here. Do you like sushi?
No.
Oh, no, I can't trust you.
Nope,
I can't do it.
Nope,
I can't do it.
It's raw fish.
And it's delicious.
Like, as somebody who likes to fish, I put the work in to catch the fish, reel the fish in,
No.
that fish is raw.
No.
I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's got to be grilled. It's got to be broiled. I got to be able to have a good marinade on it. No, I'm with Sean Payton. No to sushi.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite food. So I'm sorry. I don't know if I can trust you anymore, Mike Evans. Lots of people are happy you're joining the show, and you're joining the show for a certain reason because you're a winner this week.
I am a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. It's become
feels
my
good.
favorite saying as of recently. Congratulations. You won our King Supers Pick'em. How you feeling? Did you talk a little bit of smack to Mark Schlereth this morning?
Yeah, because Mark likes to say that he's the best when it comes to all of this, and he likes to lord it over me. And so because I heard Mark talking trash, Matt Smith,
a lot of trash.
Matt with one T likes to talk a ton of smack about how great he is. So I decided to start taking it seriously. And what do you know? The first week I take it seriously, I win. Coincidence? I think not. So
are we seeing the same thing with the Denver Broncos? The first week they decided to take it really seriously?
Right.
Or is this just like, I mean, the Bears game, it was kind of a toss-up, but the Packers.
I like to think mine is the start of a Detroit Lions turnaround that Sean Payton was talking about. Whereas what the Broncos did this past week, I'm still going to put in more of the aberration category. How about that?
Okay. How did you feel after the game on Sunday?
Well, not particular. Well, I shouldn't say that. I want them to tank. Okay. And I think I need to get it out there to everybody because people, whenever I say I want them to tank, they lose their minds. Like, oh my God,
get so frustrated.
You're worried about creating some kind of toxic environment. Folks, have you been paying attention to what's been going on around here the last 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
The well is already poisoned,
Yep.
okay? So I would like to see them put themselves in a position to get the best player possible. I'm tired of being stuck in football draft purgatory. So I'd like to try it this way. I'm not afraid of the losing getting to the point where it's affecting this organization. We're way past that point. Hey, the Avalanche lost a bunch of games. Did it stop them from building a championship core? We just saw the Houston Astros get eliminated, but they've been in the American League Championship Series for 7 straight years, and it was just a few years before that. They were losing over 400 games over a 4-year span. Didn't seem to poison their well. So I would like to see the Broncos lose, but at least for this week, I'm going to suspend that, give them the benefit of the doubt, keep an open mind. It's a big mind in this big head of mine, and see if they can beat the Chiefs. Because I'll tell you what, go out, beat the Chiefs, end this 16-game losing streak to the Chiefs. I'm already like,
he's already like, it's not happening.
Slip right there. End this 16-game losing streak, and I'll tell you what, then I'll start to think maybe things are turning around. But if you go out and lose to the Chiefs again, then what did you really accomplish by beating Green Bay?
I mean, I feel like I'm looking at, the way you're thinking about the Packers the Packers losing to the Broncos. See, I was just expecting them to lose to the Packers, to be honest with you. I'm like, so what? They beat the Chiefs and they win 3 games this entire season? Like,
well, beating the Chiefs.
I know there's the history. I know there's the 16 games, but is it really a rivalry? I'm sorry, but
no, it's not a rivalry
right
now. But if you're able to beat them, no, that would get my attention. I think it would have to get all of our attention if they're able to, because you can't just say, oh, well, they beat the Chiefs, pass it off as not much to be excited about. They've lost 16 straight to them. They've lost 16 straight. A lot of Bronco teams have lost to the Chiefs. So if you're able to break through and beat them, then I think that would count for something.
You really think, though, that it changes the whole outlook on the season if they beat the Chiefs? What if they don't go win another game for the rest of the season?
I have a hard time believing that they could beat the Chiefs and not win another game. I think if they beat the Chiefs, that would signal that, yeah, some things are starting to maybe take hold under Sean Payton. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm the guy that wants to tank, and I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt if they're able to go out and beat the Chiefs. I think it would be that big of a deal.
Interesting. I'm fascinated.
You know, they've lost 16 straight games to the Chiefs 16. By an average score of like 31-17.
That's
why
I'm like,
right?
Just beating the Chiefs, and yet we have another terrible season, and it doesn't even matter. And I just don't know.
Can I ask you real quick? I know you're up against it, but if can this be a successful season if you miss the playoffs? Meaning,
no.
Well, hold on a sec. Can this be a successful season if they play at a certain level the rest of the way that gives you a sense that they have turned some sort of a corner and the arrow is trending up, like Detroit did a year ago? They missed the playoffs, but they finished the season in a way in which you felt like they were building some momentum, and what do you know? They carried that momentum into this year. Could you have that same kind of feeling at the end of the year with the Broncos if they missed the playoffs?
No, I don't deem, if they miss the playoffs, I don't deem it a successful season. And I see the point you're making. You're paying Sean Payton $25 million. You're paying Russell Wilson an ungodly amount of money. And I've been saying it from day one. Purgatory of being like a 6 to 8 win team is the worst place for this Denver Broncos team, because you don't know what to do. You don't know what pieces to keep anymore. And Russell Wilson, it feels like right now a divorce is happening for him. But if all of a sudden he starts to look a little bit better, so what, he looks better for maybe 2-3 more years?
But if you think about it, Rachel, you said, how can I be excited about an 8-win season? But where they started at 1-5, an 8-win season would mean that they finished the season 7-4. And wouldn't that look a certain way? 7-4. Wouldn't you have to do a lot of things to go 7-4 the rest of the way that we haven't seen from this organization over the last several years? How could you not feel like the arrow was pointing up if they were able to pull that off after the start that they had?
Because
including a win over Kansas City.
I just don't think you're going to win a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson at this point.
Okay, that's fair.
He's trending downwards. Even if the team may be trending up,
Mhm.
defensively, they make great stops and everything like that. You're still going to be stuck with Russell Wilson if you get back to purgatory. And it just feels like his career is going like this.
That's a fair point.
So, I mean, real quick, let's just go through it. You think they beat the Chiefs?
Well, no, I don't. But
You think they beat the Bills?
no.
Vikings?
Here?
Like a coin flip.
Yeah. Coin flip.
Browns?
Here? Coin flip.
Texans?
There? No.
Chargers?
There? No.
Chargers?
There, right?
Yeah. Oh, correct.
No.
Sorry. Lions.
There? No. No, that's here.
No,
Detroit's
that's
here?
No, that's in
That's there.
Detroit.
No.
So you're not feeling good about this team on the road
No.
at all.
No, not Road Warriors.
Patriots?
Here?
A coin
Yeah.
flip.
Yeah.
Chargers here.
Yeah. Chargers going to Charger.
Raiders in Las Vegas.
By that point,
Who knows what's going to happen with Josh McDaniels?
Right.
He could be gone.
right.
But I'm sorry. How did
That
anyone
might
ever?
actually be good for the Raiders.
Yeah. How did anyone look at Josh McDaniels and be like, "Oh, we saw what you hurricaned out there in Denver. Let's hire you. Things are looking real good." So you're saying that there's a few wins in here,
Yeah.
which is funny because
Potentially, yes.
it took until week 7 for them to get their first home win. They played 3-4 home wins.
Yeah,
or
but
home games.
sometimes you run into just a terrible opponent.
You're starting to drink the Sean Payton like.
Oh, I've always
Cool.
whoa. I've always been a believer in Sean.
Sean
I
Payton.
think he's the right guy still, even though it has not been a good first year for him. But I do think in the long haul, he's the right guy.
You just don't think he has his players yet. His players aren't here.
Correct.
Fascinating. I mean, it's definitely an interesting conversation to continue.
Sure.
I'm 100%
But if
with
they
you.
if they beat the Chiefs, that should get all of our attention.
But does that make you look at and like the Chiefs just didn't look at the Broncos like a true competitor?
Yeah, but they've been doing that for the last probably 10 meetings between these two teams. They've been the cat with the almost dead mouse that's just kind of pawing at it and playing with it and pushing it over there, turning back away. Oh, I'll
So
come back.
sad.
And that's how they've been treating the Broncos all this time.
Yeah.
I would expect them to treat them again that way this week. And if the Broncos can push through and beat them, again, I think it matters.
Okay. Lots of good comments coming in. Somebody says, if you want to set the standard so low, you can turn anything into a successful season for the Broncos. So low standard that you have.
Well, you think finishing 7-4 from a 1-5 start is a low standard?
But here in Denver, it's like playoffs and super. Like that's what we've talked about.
We got to
years.
stop thinking that way.
Right.
That's the thing.
But that's
though.
the whole point of playing the season, right?
But that's the thing is that we have to stop thinking about Super Bowl or
The
bust
past.
when it comes to the Broncos, and we need to start looking for small victories. We need to start understanding the process. We need to start understanding the dreaded R word, which is rebuilding, that organizations in the past have flat out refused to acknowledge around here.
Mhm.
We have to start acknowledging that kind of stuff, which is why when I talk about tanking, I know it makes people feel uncomfortable because they are used to that Super Bowl or bust standard. I just think that we have to deal with the reality of the situation. Stop putting Band-Aids on everything like we've done for the last several years and acknowledge the idea that it might be the right time to try tearing it all down to the studs. And the best way to do that is to finish with the best draft position possible.
Which means
and that
to
means
lose a
losing
lot more
and that
games.
means losing football games.
We're losing a lot more games.
Yep.
You think T Swift is in the building come Sunday?
Yes, I do.
I hope so.
I do.
I'll be the one with the binoculars
I
staring
do.
at her.
And
seeing
then we
what
get
she's
to
doing.
watch her and
Brittany Mahomes
do
doing
their
their
thing.
yeah. Woo! Actually, that part drives me absolutely crazy. I'm totally
that was
over.
pretty good right there. By
That
the
was.
way. We did that pretty good. That was unrehearsed.
Unrehearsed.
No rehearsal.
Promise you on that one. Real quick, we had gotten a question about the Frozen Fury that the NHL is doing.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think it's great. I think trying to capture that red zone feel and go around and check in on all the hockey games and see what's going on is awesome. But I won't be watching tonight.
Because we got Nuggets.
We got a banner to raise
Woo!
up to the heavens.
Wait, I had somebody who was actually making fun of me. In the NBA, do you drop it or do you raise it? In the NHL, you raise it.
Yeah, you'll raise it in the NBA as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
wasn't
goes-
sure.
yeah, you raise it up.
I haven't watched many
Football,
banners be raised in the NBA.
you just kind of drop. It's already there. You kind of drop the curtain and it's
Yeah.
up there on the.
So they're going to raise it again.
They'll raise it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about the Nuggets Lakers tonight? Rings, everything aside, how are you feeling?
It's a funny thing because it's not a must win, right?
Mhm.
Of course it's not a must win. There are no consequences if they were to lose this game, but it's just It's the fact that it's the Lakers. It's the fact that I know this national media still wants to ignore the Nuggets, and they want to praise and elevate the Lakers. And it would just be so irritating to have to tune into national media outlets tomorrow and see them already. Oh, see the Nuggets.
One-hit wonder.
One-hit wonders. And look at the Lakers and the new look Lakers. And it would be so nauseating. Like, So I just, for that reason alone,
please beat them.
It's a must win, right?
Shut up, LeBron.
It's a must win.
Shut up, AD. Prove that Jokic, even though he took the summer off, is just insanely talented and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that Michael Malone, I don't know, that he's a coach. Nobody gives him enough credit for coaching this basketball team. It's frustrating.
It's a dynasty. We need to have a dynasty here. We need to win multiple championships.
Hell yeah. I will be at the game tonight. Let me know in the comments if you are. If you are going, please stop by and say hi to me if you see me out. I'm so excited to be back with Nugget Nation, as always.
King Supers, fan football pick 'em. Make sure you get your picks in this week, because even if you don't think you can win the season long, you can still win great weekly prizes.
100%.
Like I did. This guy right here. And have you seen, my family, I have a 17-year-old son.
He eats.
Woo, they eat.
He knows how to eat.
Man, he knows how to eat.
For sure. I'm sure your grocery bills are outrageous. Mike Evans is absolutely a pleasure. As always, everybody in the comments, love hanging out with you. Tomorrow morning, hopefully we're talking about a Nuggets and Avs win. Broncos get back to practice tomorrow as well. We'll see you guys then. Have a wonderful weekend. Or not weekend. Man, I'm still on vacation.
Whoa,
I'm still on vacation.
You got a long way to go.
Have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye. Woo, woo.